What makes a good acoustic guitar player? 5 things I'm about to show you. This video is gonna be a fun 5-level challenge. We're gonna start with the simple chord progression and then add layers and layers to it, and in the end we're gonna play something like This chord progression is inspired by southern rock classics like Can't You See by Marshall Tucker Band or Sweet Home Alabama, but of course you can use all the tricks I'm about to show you in any chord progression. So let's start with level 1 of our challenge, chords. Okay, here's our chord progression, pretty common for southern rock. D major to C major to G to D. First of all, make sure that your thumb is muting low E string when you're playing the D chord, and the same with the C chord. We don't need this over here. But let's make things a little more fun. Instead of this basic C chord, let's play C9 like this. It's even easier to play because you just move these 2 fingers over here and your ring finger is still on the 3rd fret. And when you go to G, once again, you just move these 2 fingers. It's much easier to play, but sounds, not as simple as this. This is totally fine, but this gives it this southern flavor. Okay, now that we know the chords, it's really important how you play them. So let's talk about the strumming. Okay, this is our strumming pattern. It's down, 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 up, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. And we don't play it like this. It doesn't sound too good. What we do is we separate our high strings from low strings. First of all, make sure that your right hand is really relaxed. First of all, catch this groove like 1 E and D, 2 E and D, 3 E and D, 4 E and D, and always keep moving your hand, even when you are not playing anything. And play it like this, down, down, down. For example, down, down, down. First 2 chords, play only bass notes. I'm not trying to hit any particular string over here, just, making sure that I don't reach like high E, B, etc. And only after that, on the 3rd down, I'm playing the full chord. It's already sounding much better than just no. Then we play 2 ups, and when we play up, we hit only the high strings. Once again, I'm not trying to play the full chord. And then down, down. Once again, I play bass and then full chord. So bass, bass, chord, high, high, bass, chord. And then down, up in the end, you can play the full chord again. So instead of this mess, we have sounds much better. And if we play the full progression, it's gonna sound like this is how you're supposed to be strumming. Okay, now you know the chords, now you know how to strum. However, if you're just gonna play these chords without spicing things up, you may get bored after a while. So let's see what we can do with these chords to make things a little more interesting. Okay, let's start with the D chord, and here are the most basic things you can do here. You gotta learn how to play sus chords and add chords, and for example here, if we lift our middle finger, we have D sus2, and if we put our pinky on the 3rd fret, we have D sus4, and it's pretty easy to, juggle between these shapes, come up with some riffs, and in our case we can do it like this. You don't have to use them all, you can stick just one of them, like. Or mix and match them however you want. Then when we go to the C chord, this is what you can do here. I just put my pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E, and it's the G note. The G note is already in our C chord, but when we play it on the high string and then lift it once again, well, it gives us this nice flavor. So then we go to the G chord. What can I do here? I have this index finger and I can play either sus4 chord, or I can play G6 chord if I put it on the 2nd fret of the G. Let's see what works here. Sounds fun. You don't need to overdo these things. You don't have to play them on each and every chord in your progression, but you gotta know what you can do. For example, you have this G chord and you need to have these options like, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do the sus chord, or I can do even the 7th chord here. You gotta know these shapes. And now let's add some legato elements to our playing. What I'm talking about, things like okay, the easiest way you can play these things is just use hammer-ons and pull-offs. For example, here when we're playing the D chord, we can just lift our index finger and do this. And here, for example, you can play sus2 not like this, not with strumming, but you can do the hammer-on. You can do this hammer-on and then pull off when you play the sus4 chord. And if you combine all these ideas, you can come up with some pretty cool stuff. Then when you play the C chord, you have this index finger and you can do hammer-ons on the G and the D string. Over here. When you play the G chord once again, you can do the same hammer-ons. So yeah, that's why country rockers love this D, C, G progression so much, because you can play it and do all this stuff. You can go one step further and even add some slides, like for example, let's play a slide on the G chord. Stuff like this. So yeah, never forget about these legato tricks. And now level 5, probably the most challenging one. Let's combine single note picking with the strumming so that we can sound like it's a tricky skill, but sounds awesome. Okay, this one is pretty tricky because you gotta be precise with your right hand. But if you not only strum, but add some single notes in your playing, it always sounds great. Like you can start by picking and then only then start strumming, or you can and you slowly go into strumming like this. And even when you do all this hammer-ons and pull-offs, you can stop strumming, play like this, single notes, and then go back to strumming once again. there are not any particular rules here, like you have to play 4 notes with a pick, then strum 2 times. No, you just gotta feel it, like experiment. Try to mix and match picking and strumming, like. Or you can, for example, pick the verse and strum the chorus. Combine, add some etc, etc. So yeah, these are, in my opinion, 5 essential skills if you wanna be a competent guitar player. If you wanna check yourself, play some different chord progression. For example, A minor to E major to G to D. And yeah, try to do all these things with this chord progression. Play around with your strumming pattern. Try to add some sus chords, like. Then add these legato moves. And then add some picking, like. And combine it with the strumming. It's a really fun exercise. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you passed this challenge, and if you didn't, which level you stumbled on. And if you want to learn some more cool stuff on acoustic guitar, check this video out.